Hello students, welcome back to the online session on basic electronics. So we'll continue with the bridge rectifier. So in the previous video we have seen how does a bridge rectifier work, or along the circuit diagram the explanation of the working of a bridge rectifier was done. So let us continue with the session on the derivation of all the parameters, okay, and how to solve certain problems based on bridge rectifier, its advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so previous session, I hope that is clear. How does it work? So it is consisting of four diodes which is in the form of a bridge. So this was a circuit diagram which we discussed. So diodes D1, D2, D3 and D4, four diodes which is forming a bridge. Input supply is given across the primary and this step down transformer we have, and the load resistance is taken across the other two ends. Okay, and what happens during the positive half cycle? During the positive half cycle, diode D1 and diode D2, right? So these were forward biased. Okay, diode D1 and diode D2 were forward biased. Because of that, this is on state. On state means what happens? This becomes a closed circuit. Okay, so there is a path for the current to flow. And what about D3 and D4? D3 and D4, they will be in off state, that is it will be reverse biased, right? So because of that there will be current flow through the load resistance RL. During the negative half cycle, what happens? During the negative half cycle, this point is negative and this point is positive, right? Because of this, diode D4 is forward biased, diode D4 is forward biased, diode D3 is also forward biased. And what about diode D1? Diode D1 is reverse biased, so that will be in off state. Okay, so because of that, the path, that current flow will be in this the same direction as the previous case. So we will get the output in this way. Okay, so the input supply, okay, the peak amplitude of the input wave will be Vn. Okay, and one complete cycle is taking from 0 to 2 pi, 2 pi to 4 pi the next cycle. Okay, so during the positive half cycle, what we have seen in this circuit, diode D1 and D2 conducts, or it is on state. So because of that, there will be current flow in the load resistor. So that due to diode D1 and D2. And during the negative half cycle, what happens? Diode D3 and D4 will conduct, and because of that, the current will flow in the load resistor. So because of D3 and D4, there is a current flow from pi to 2 pi. Now when we combine both the cycle, we are getting a output waveform in this way. Okay, or from 0 to pi, the period repeats. Whatever the output is produced from 0 to pi, the same output is repeating. Okay, so the time period for this output will be from 0 to pi, because from pi to 2 pi we are getting the same output as 0 to pi. So it is repeating, right? So this is the output diagram. Okay, now let us see how we are going to derive certain parameters. Okay, in the previous sessions also we have seen the voltage is applied across the primary of the transformer. So primary of the transformer, the equation is given as V1 equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay. Now the voltage across the secondary of the transformer available for rectification is given by V2 is equal to N2 divided by N1 into Vm sin omega t. Now what is N2? N2 is the number of turns in the secondary coil. What is N1? N1 is the number of turns in the primary coil. So we have to get this form, that is the secondary voltage will be produced in the form N2 by N1 into Vm sin omega t. Okay. Now the question is, if both the turns are equal, then the voltage produced will be same, right? There is no step down. Because of that, voltage at the secondary is also Vm sin omega, or V2 is equal to V1. If this condition, that is N2 is equal to N1. Okay, so this is the first prior part you are going to start with. Okay, you are going to write what is the input voltage and what is the secondary voltage, secondary input voltage, which is produced at the diodes for rectification. Okay. During the positive half cycle, the diode D1 and D2 are forward biased and diode D3 and D4 are reverse biased, as we seen in the previous video as well as I discussed. So diode D1 and D2 is forward biased and diode D3 and D4 are reverse biased. Now what is the current that is flowing? Current flowing is equal to ID1, that is the current flowing because of diode D1 or current flowing due to the diode D2. It is one and the same because it flows through the load. So this is the current that is flowing through the load. Either the current going across this diode D1, the current produced by D1, I will write it as what? ID1. Okay, so ID1 is produced by the current D1. So this is the flow of the current. So I can write I0 equal to ID1. This is the same. Or what about D2? D2, the current flowing is ID2. Okay, so that current is also the same. Okay, so I0 equal to ID1 equal to ID2. So the load voltage is given by V0 is equal to I0 into RL, that is the Ohm's law. Now during the negative half cycle of the diode, D3 and D4 are forward biased and diode D1 and D2 are reverse biased, that is off state. Now the current which is produced will be the diode due to diode D3 and D4. So I0 will be equal to, because of D3 and D4. D3 and D4. So I0 equal to ID3 equal to ID4 flows through the load. So the load voltage is equal to I0 into RL. Okay. Now from the circuit, now we have to find what is I0. How do we find what is I0? Now we have to apply the KVL. Okay. From the circuit, when we apply the KVL, what we will get? The direction. Okay. Minus V2 plus, what is the voltage across this? It is nothing but I0 into RF. And what is the voltage drop across this? That is also I0 into RF. What is RF? RF is the forward resistance of diodes. Okay, how many diodes are there here? 2 diodes. So instead of this, we can write that there is a resistance. Okay, so what is the voltage drop across this resistance? I can write it as I0 into RF, because I0 is equal to ID3 equal to ID4. So then plus I0 into RF plus I0 into RL equal to 0. So when we substitute that or reduce it, then we will get I0 equal to V2 divided by 2RF plus RL. Very important, see here students, for bridge wave rectifier, since the output is produced due to 2 diodes, we are writing V2 divided by 2RF because 2 forward resistance are coming into picture. Okay, so we will write 2RF. So I0 is equal to Vm sin omega t divided by 2RF plus RL. Okay, or I0 is equal to Im sin omega t, where Im is equal to Vm divided by 2RF plus RL is the peak load current. So hope this is clear. Okay, so when we write the equation and when we reduce it and find what is I0, we'll get the equation in this form, Vm sin omega t divided by 2 Rf plus RL. So Im is equal to Vm divided by 2 Rf plus RL is the peak load current. Now let us derive all the parameters. First one is average DC load current. So average DC load current is written as IDC. IDC or I average. Okay. So IDC or I average. To find that, we have to use this formula. That is area under one cycle of I naught divided by period of I naught. Okay. So one cycle. So the output, if you see, so it is the output waveform. It is repeated from 0 to pi, right? So 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi, 2 pi to 3 pi, it is repeating. So we can write the period as 0 to pi. Okay. So I can write integration 0 to pi I naught d omega t divided by pi, or IDC is equal to 1 divided by pi. I am taking pi 1 by pi outside, integration 0 to pi. Now what is I naught? I naught I can write it as Im sin omega t d omega t, or IDC is equal to Im is constant because the peak current is constant. So Im by pi I can take outside. Okay. So integration of sin omega t is minus cos omega t. What are the limits? 0 to pi. When you apply the limits minus cos pi minus of minus cos 0, so we will get here 2 Im by pi. So very important, IDC is equal to 2 Im by pi. Now if you compare this equation with center tapped rectifier, full wave center tapped rectifier, you will find the same answer. That is also 2 Im by pi, right? Okay. So area average DC load current is found. We have got it as 2 Im by pi. Now let us find average DC load voltage. So average DC load voltage by Ohm's law, we are getting, what is the equation for Ohm's law? VDC is equal to IDC into RL, or VDC is equal to, what is IDC? IDC we have got just now. What is it? 2 Im by pi. So I have substituted that here into RL. Im can be written as Vm divided by 2 Rf plus RL, because we are supposed to find the voltage. Okay, everything will be with respect to voltage. Okay, so Vm divided by, very important is, it is not Rf but it is 2 Rf plus RL. So 2 Vm by pi. So I can write RL divided by 2 Rf plus RL into RL. Okay. So VDC is equal to 2 Vm divided by pi divided by 2 Rf plus RL divided by RL. So if I take it common, then it will be 2 Vm by pi divided by 1 plus 2 Rf by RL. Okay. If it is ideal condition, then Rf equal to 0. Rf will be equal to 0 if it is ideal condition. In that case, what is VDC? VDC will be equal to 2 Vm by pi, because this parameter Rf becomes 0. 1 plus 0 is 0. Okay, 1 plus 0 is 1. So 2 Vm by pi divided by 1, we will get 2 Vm by pi. That is only in condition when it is ideal case. Otherwise, we have to consider this forward resistance of the diode. Okay, so average DC load voltage is found. Now this, if you compare with center tapped full wave rectifier, what is the difference? Here it was RF, but in this case it is 2 RF. Let's go with the next, RMS load current. How to find RMS load current? It is area under one cycle of I naught square divided by period of I naught. So we will write root of, what is period of I naught? As I told you, it is pi. So integrate 0 to pi I naught square into d omega t. Okay. So 1 by pi integration 0 to pi Im square sin square omega t d omega t. Or IRMS can be written as Im into square root of 1 by pi integration 1 by 2, and you know sin square omega t can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t into d omega t, right? So this formula you have already studied. Okay, sin square omega t can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t. Or Im is equal to root of 1 by pi integration 0 to pi d omega t, split this, minus 0 to pi cos 2 omega d omega t, and when you integrate this, Im square root of 1 by 2 pi integration of d omega t is what? Omega t. What are the limits? 0 to pi, minus integration of 0 to pi is cos 2 omega t d omega t. You have to write as sin 2 omega t by 2, and it is 0 to pi. And when you substitute the limits, you will get IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. Is it the same as the center tapped? Yes, it is also same. So IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. Okay. So RMS load current IRMS equal to Im by root 2. And how we get this answer? So main this you have to always remember how to write IRMS. IRMS is written as root of area under one cycle of I naught square divided by period of I naught. I hope this is clear. Let us see RMS load voltage. So how do we find RMS load voltage? It is given by Ohm's law. Vrms is equal to IRMS into RL. What is Vrms equal to? IRMS is we have got it as Im by root 2. So substitute here into RL. So Im I can write in terms of Vm as Vm divided by 2Rf plus RL, and when I reduce it, I'll get Vm by root 2 divided by 1 plus 2Rf by RL, right? So this is the answer for Vrms load voltage of a bridge rectifier.